Kingdom Hearts 4 is on the way, and if you're like most people, your reaction is, wait, what even happened the last 20 years of the series? Don't worry, you're not alone. The lore is like Final Fantasy met Disney. Then Nomura came in with a blender and said, what if we made it confusing? But underneath all the chaos, there's a beautiful story about light, darkness, friendship, and occasionally Goofy getting crushed by a rock. If you're looking at that timestamp and be like, oof, well that's way too long bro, well, there's another video on my channel telling the story in under 4 minutes. This one is just an in-detail recap. So grab your Keyblade, your sea salt ice cream, and maybe a flowchart, because we're going through the entire Kingdom Hearts story in chronological order. I think I said it right this time. This is the oldest era, set hundreds of years before Sora. A mysterious guy called the Master of Masters creates the Book of Prophecies, gives out Keyblades, and tells his apprentices, the Foretellers, to guard fragments of light. But they start suspecting each other of betrayal, mostly because the Master told every one of them that there's a traitor amongst them, while there actually isn't one. Drama ensues, trust breaks, and they end up leading separate factions. This leads to the legendary Keyblade War, a battle so destructive it covers the world in darkness. The survivors rebuild into what we now know as the Kingdom Hearts universe. Meanwhile, one apprentice, Lu Shu, is told to just watch everything happen and pass down a certain Keyblade across generations. He does and becomes super important later. And then there's the Dark Road, which jumps forward to show a young Xehanort training as a Keyblade wielder. This is where he starts pondering, what if darkness isn't evil, but natural? Shouldn't we just embrace it? Ding ding ding, we have our villain. We meet 3 heroes, Terra, Aqua, and Ventus, or Ven for short. They train under Master Ericus to become true Keyblade Masters. If you take the name Ericus and you jumble the letters around, then you get Square, because they're funny. During their Mark of Mastery exam, Terra struggles with darkness. Aqua passes the exam but has to keep an eye on Terra. Enter Master Xehanort, who manipulates everything from the shadows. Xehanort's goal, to forge the Keyblade. You see, it's like an X blade, but the X is pronounced Key, so it becomes Keyblade. It's really weird. The original Keyblade that can summon Kingdom Hearts itself. He wants to do this by making Ven fight his dark half, Vanitas. Oh, who's Vanitas? Good question. In order to understand this, we must first understand that a person's heart contains both light and darkness. Master Xehanort tried to extract that darkness from Ven's heart, leaving one broken vessel made of pure light and one made from pure darkness, Vanitas. Ven was able to mend his broken state by accepting the help of a little boy, Sora, who literally opened his heart to allow Ven's to heal. During this story, Terra is getting closer and closer to darkness. Master Ericus, who trained him since a young age, sees this and wants to save him. But Terra has been manipulated by Xehanort a little too much and they end up clashing Keyblades. Ericus gets struck down and Terra continues to spiral. Aqua does her best to catch up to him, to try and fix it, but she is just one step behind the whole time. Ven gets taunted by Vanitas all the way through, as Vanitas is following the instructions of Master Xehanort to fuse with Ven once more in order to create the Keyblade. By the end of this entry in the Darkseeker saga, Terra gets possessed by Xehanort, becoming Terra Xehanort. Aqua sacrifices herself to save her friends and ends up trapped in the realm of darkness. Ven defeats Vanitas but damages his heart so badly, but it fuses with a young boy named Sora, leaving him in a state of eternal sleep. It's basically the tragic prequel where everyone loses. Think Star Wars Episode 3 but with more spiky anime hair.
You were the chosen one!
Now we meet our protagonist Sora. Just a happy kid living with his friends Riku and Kairi on Destiny Islands. They dream of leaving their island on a raft and exploring worlds beyond the horizon. But one night, darkness swallows the world. Riku tries to accept this darkness. He wants to show that he's not afraid and this could be a way off the island. But Sora refuses to accompany him. Sora gains the Keyblade, Riku vanishes into darkness, and Kairi's heart mysteriously ends up within Sora. From here, it's a Disney road trip. He helps Aladdin in Agrabah, teams up with Jack Skellington in Halloween Town, and even meets Cloud and Sephiroth because Square said why not. All the Disney worlds had their respective Disney villains. Jafar for Agrabah, Clayton for Tarzan, Hook for Neverland, but they were all led by one bigger Disney baddie, Maleficent. Her goal is to find the Princesses of Heart and open Kingdom Hearts to enslave all worlds. And she finds a great pawn to do just that, Riku, whose heart is on the edge of darkness, just like Terra was. But the big bad villain in this entry is Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, actually Xehanort's Heartless, who has possessed the body of Riku. While Sora was off saving multiple worlds, Maleficent was pushing Riku to the brink of despair, fueling his jealousy and rage by showing and telling him lies. Ansem, or Riku rather, tells Sora that Kairi is inside him. Sora decides that the only way to free Kairi is to unlock his heart. As he does, Sora falls into darkness while Kairi is revived. Sora becomes a Heartless, but Kairi senses his presence still and is able to guide him back to the light because Kairi is one of the Princesses of Light. A special princess whose heart does not contain any darkness, only light, and that holds the key to Kingdom Hearts. By the end, Sora defeats Ansem, but at a cost. Riku and King Mickey seal the door to darkness from the inside, trapping themselves there, and Sora and Kairi get separated by the worlds becoming whole again. So yeah, victory, but very bittersweet. Directly after Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora, Donald, and Goofy wander into Castle Oblivion. Here, Organization 13, mysterious Black Goat people, start messing with Sora's memories. Before I continue, I need to give some context. When a person succumbs to darkness, their heart becomes a Heartless, and the empty shell that's left behind becomes a nobody. In special cases, these nobodies can retain their form and intelligence. Earlier, we learned that Sora had Kairi's heart inside him when he succumbed to darkness. Since Kairi is a Princess of Heart, she can't create a Heartless on her own. But since Sora did, he made two nobodies from the two occupied hearts in his body. One nobody from Kairi's heart, which is named Naminé. The nobody from Sora's body is named Roxas, who we will meet soon. Anyway, onto the story. Naminé rearranges Sora's memories to trick him into forgetting Kairi and thinking Naminé was his best friend. She does this under the duress of the organization. They need Sora to join their ranks in order for them to achieve their goals. They need a Keyblade wielder within their ranks, as it was likely a key to open Kingdom Hearts. Sora battles his way up to 13 floors of confusion, but by the end, he agrees to go into a stasis to have his real memories restored by Naminé. Meanwhile, aided by King Mickey, Riku is in the basement facing his inner darkness, which is channeled within a replica. That replica is very important later in the saga, but by the end, he accepts both his light and dark sides, starting his redemption arc. Lesson: if a stranger in a hoodie invites you to their creepy castle, just say no. While Sora is within Castle Oblivion, his nobody, Roxas, is living in Organization 13. You might be asking, why do Roxas and Ven look alike? Well, remember when Sora helped Ven mend his heart? Well, yes, that's the reason why Sora's nobody took the liking of Ven. If you ever start questioning why Vanitas looked like Sora, since the mending of Ven's heart took place after his darkness was separated, you just need to stop questioning it.
Why shouldn't you and I look exactly the same?
Anyway, Roxas becomes friends with Axel, a fan favorite sarcastic redhead, and Xion, a replica designed to copy Sora's powers. Xion is made by the scattered memories that Naminé is extracting from Sora during his adventures in Castle Oblivion. These two stories happen at the exact same time, by the way. They bond over missions and sea salt ice cream on the clock tower. Honestly, some of the most wholesome moments in Kingdom Hearts. But the tragedy hits hard. Xion realizes she's not real and has to sacrifice herself. In order for Sora to become whole again, his memories, aka Xion's complete being, need to go back to him. To make it even more tragic, when she disappears, Roxas' memories of her disappear as well. Roxas rebels against the organization because he wants answers. He's eventually captured and forced back into Sora, which explains how Sora wakes up in Kingdom Hearts 2. This arc is emotional, heartbreaking, and makes you wonder why this wasn't one of the numbered main games. We start by playing as Roxas, living a fake summer vacation in a digital Twilight Town. Slowly, he realizes he's not real, and his existence ends so Sora can wake up. A brutal start. From there, Sora, Donald, and Goofy continue their quest. They can't remember what happened after they closed the door to darkness. They start their journey in order to find answers, but get sidetracked by side quests in other worlds. They visit new worlds like Pirates of the Caribbean, Tron, and the Lion King, and defeat the bosses from those worlds because they were invaded by the Heartless. At the halfway point, they were summoned to Hollow Bastion to fight a Heartless war known as the 1,000 Heartless Battle. You literally fight 1,000 Heartless. The sad part is, Goofy takes a rock to the face and dies. Sorta. He took the hit to invigorate everyone so they can win this fight. When it's all over, he just back into action. But this Heartless War triggers the organization's next move. For when a Heartless is made, a Nobody is made as well, and they're the ones summoning them in order to strengthen their own team. Sora notices he's entering an endless battle, but somehow, Maleficent helps him out? If that was not enough, Sora and his entourage had to visit these worlds a second time, because with many Heartless come a great number of Nobodies. The organization had scattered their members across these worlds to wreak havoc, but Sora made short work of them. They defeat the Organization 13, who are revealed to be the Nobodies of Xehanort's understudies. It's the Xehanort that possessed the body of Terra in Birth by Sleep, and the Xehanort that became the Heartless Ansem. Roxas and Axel's friendship gets more layers, even after Roxas is gone. It's one of those feely-feel scenes, and it really hits hard. We can see that Axel, even though he is a nobody, somehow feels something a nobody shouldn't be doing since they don't have hearts. The final villain is Xemnas, Xehanort's nobody. After a massive battle, and I mean massive, we're talking lasers within a giant dome massive, it's the best fight scene in the series. Sora and Riku defeat him and are able to return home. Finally, a happy ending. For now. Jiminy Cricket finds a cryptic note in his journal. We must return to free them from their torment. Yeah, that's what it said in the original mobile game. In the Re version, it's what you see right here. Their hurting will be mended when you return to end it. Anyway, Mickey digitizes the journal, creating Data Sora to investigate glitches. The big takeaway here isn't the digital drama, it's the message. The heroes learn they must save those who are suffering. Terra, Aqua, Ventus, Roxas, Xion, and Naminé. It's funny that the last three all came from Sora, the Nobody Factory. Basically, the game is a glorified reminder, don't forget the side characters. Sora and Riku take the Mark of Mastery exam. The test sends them into dream worlds to prepare for bigger battles. But, surprise, Xehanort's grand plan is revealed. Remember that when a person falls to darkness, he creates a Heartless and Nobody? Well, when both of them are defeated, the original will be recompleted and be reborn. So Master Xehanort has now been able to return. His younger self has been time traveling as well, pulling versions of himself from across history to form a new Organization 13, the real Organization 13. They inevitably make their way inside these dream worlds in order to make Sora fall into darkness. Possessing another strong Keyblade wielder with Xehanort's essence would definitely benefit the organization. As Sora battles his way through the dream worlds, he nearly gets taken over by the darkness by the end. Riku dives into Sora's dreams and saves him from being possessed, allowing him to both save his buddy and pass his Keyblade Master test, making him a Keyblade Master. I mean, he already was one, but now he has the official title, so he's welcome at the Keyblade Gala. Sora fails the exam due to him almost being taken by the darkness. He lost his powers and must now find a way to reawaken them and find new power along the way. The power of waking, to wake the ones that are suffering. This sets up the final battle of the saga. And yes, by now Xehanort has like 12 Horcruxes, he's basically the Disney anime Voldemort. Ah yes, the big finale of the Dark Seeker saga. If there's a time where you'd like to feel how it would be to live in a Disney world, then you should play Kingdom Hearts 3. It captures the essence of Disney World stories very well, maybe a little too well, and those worlds felt really good to complete. But that's beside the point, I'm trying to recap the story here. Sora travels to an old friend of his, Hercules, in order to reawaken his own powers. After taking on literal titans and rescued gods, he was able to do so. This marks the beginning of his final journey. Spoilers? I mean that literally. Alongside Donald and Goofy once more, Sora travels many Disney worlds and meets some good old members from the organization again. Their eyes have become amber, which means they have a part of Xehanort within them. In the community we called it Norded, like Marluxia got Norded. Anywho, while Sora is on his field trip, Riku and King Mickey are looking for Aqua in the Realm of Darkness. They do get in trouble, but Blood Armor summoned Sora at the right time. Because time runs differently in the Realm of Darkness, Sora had visited like 8 worlds already. But he arrived just in time to save Riku and fight an Aqua that's on the brink of falling to darkness. Sora is able to smack sense into her, and they're able to bring her back to the light. With Aqua back from the Realm of Darkness, she is able to guide everyone to where Ven is sleeping. Basically, Aqua kept Ven in the castle they grew up in, the Land of Departure. Then she used her magic to redecorate the place and make topside basement, and the kitchen became an outhouse. It became Castle Oblivion. But since it's back to normal and Ventus is freed, Vanitas also found him, leading to a fight amongst guardians. Sora uses the power of waking to wake up Ven, and they're able to push Vanitas back. For now, they've gathered enough Guardians of Light to start the battle against the 13 Darknesses. Within this part of the game, a lot happened, and a lot of emotions are released. Even Yen Sid joins the fight and opens the Sea of Heartless like Moses. It seems like our luck starts to turn as Terra shows up. But his hair changes, showing he is the 13th vessel. Donald isn't having any of that and shows us, once and for all, who's the strongest mage in the multiverse. He throws a Zeta Flare upon Xehanort. If you don't know, it's the single strongest magic attack in all of gaming. But yeah, a Heartless Swarm has spawned and starts swallowing our heroes. Darkness prevails and light expires. But it's not over yet. Sora uses the power of waking to bring himself back into his body, just before Xehanort's welcome party. But Sora brought a friend, Terra's will that was left behind when Xehanort took his body. When they beat this first boss of many, they come face to face with the 13 Darknesses. Xehanort summons a maze and our heroes need to fight in a lot of different areas, so I'll split this up in a couple of sections. Riku fights his good old darkness-infested puppet from back in Chain of Memories, alongside Xehanort's Heartless, Ansem, two of his biggest rivals when it comes to fighting his own darkness. Oh yeah, Xigbar is also there. I believe Riku's scene has a lot of layers. He beats his dark replica, but then another version of his escapes Riku's own body and empties the existing vessel. I know how this sounds, I just don't know how to explain it better. It's really weird. But the main takeaway is that Riku let go of his darkness and was able to secure a replica to save Naminé. When Xigbar is defeated, he just kinda throws himself off a ledge. You don't see him disappear like you see the others. Keep that in mind. Mickey fights Larxene, Marluxia, and Luxord while Xemnas empowers them. The key takeaway from these scenes is that Luxord offers Sora a wild card, as it could turn the tables. Keep that in mind as well. Larxene doesn't spill much of her beans when she goes, but it's Marluxia that shows redemption as he's about to be recompleted. Ven and Aqua both fight Vanitas and Xehanort. When Vanitas is defeated, he just shows how stubborn he is. That he's just darkness, even though Ven and Sora try to lure him to the light side. However, when Xehanort gets defeated, something greater happens. His guardian leaves his master's control and shows his true form. The Heartless that was under Xehanort's command was Terra's soul that took back his own body. Our Birth by Sleep trio has reunited and welcomed tears to all of us. Lee and Kairi fight an unknown member of the organization and a good old friend of Lee, Saix, or Isa, his somebody name, but his voice can't reach him anymore. Then Lee breaks the fourth wall and tries to be a hero and loses his Keyblade. Xemnas is about to eliminate him but gets stopped by a forgotten one, Xion. Sora calls out to her and this kind of sparks a remembrance within Lee. Xemnas turns his weapon to Xion, but Sora resonates with her being in trouble and summons another fan favorite, Roxas, another trio reunited. And then, of course, Xemnas naps Kairi, so now they have to rescue her. But before that, Lee and Isa get another bonding moment before he recompletes. After Sora helped all the others, he finally gets his moment to shine. Master Xehanort shows that every time a member fell, a Gazing Eye Keyblade is created. Upon having 13, he can create the Keyblade and summon Kingdom Hearts when he clashes with light. Sora and Riku defeat Ansem, Xemnas, and the young version of Xehanort. All three of them give us a redemption speech and produce one more Keyblade for Xehanort. He now has 12 and summons his own for a 13th. Master Xehanort now needs to clash blades with Sora, then decides to motivate him and, sadly, destroy Kairi. All of the Heroes of Light try to comfort him and tell him that he can still save Kairi as they help him open the way up to Scala ad Caelum. Man, the recap for this part seems like a third of the whole video, and we're not even done yet. I'm telling you, they put so much into the ending of this game that it was literally too hard to swallow. Anyway, Sora makes a final trip into a gauntlet of bosses to face off against Master Xehanort to bring an end to this whole saga. When he does so, we can see that even Master Xehanort can somehow redeem himself. Master Ericus shows up and welcomes his old friend into the realm of the unliving. Afterward, Sora uses the Keyblade to close Kingdom Hearts, but now Sora's final quest is to find Kairi and bring her back. He opens a gateway and leaves the party. You know it's never a good idea to split the party. What Sora actually did was use the power of waking to bring back another heart that was condemned back into the world. This is an unjust way to use the power of waking, so Sora's essence starts to fade and he eventually disappears. But not before he's able to bring Kairi back home. Everyone gets a happy ending. Our Birth by Sleep trio is back together in the land of departure. The Organization trio is back to eating sea salt ice cream on the top of the clock tower, and Naminé is back as well. Riku gathers them all, including Lee and Aiza, to play games on Destiny Islands. We see a glimpse of Kairi and Sora sitting together, but we see Sora fading into nothingness. Roll credits. The saga might be completed, but the journey isn't over yet. Oh yeah, remember Luxu from the very beginning? The one that had to watch over it all? Yeah, he's actually Xigbar, or Xigbar is Luxu. I don't know. He summons the Foretellers once more, so they will be the main theme of the next saga. Oh yeah, the rhythm game is also canon. In it, Kairi explores her memories to figure out where Sora went. The answer? A place called Quadratum. Basically, anime Shibuya. This sets up the next arc, the Lost Master Saga, which Kingdom Hearts 4 will explore. Will Sora come back? Will we see the use of his wildcard? Told you to keep it memorized. Will we see Final Fantasy characters again? Who knows, but I know that it's going to be wild. And that's it, the entire Kingdom Hearts story told in chronological order. From ancient Keyblade Wars to multiple Xehanorts, and yes, a digital Jiminy Cricket. It's been a ride. But at its heart, pun intended, Kingdom Hearts is a story about friendship, about fighting back against the darkness, and about staying connected. No matter how complicated things get. So now you're ready for Kingdom Hearts 4. Let me know in the comments if you're here for Sora, Riku, or Donald casting Zeta Flare again. Thanks for watching, hit that like button like it's heartless, and as always, may your heart be your guiding key.